Good evening, everyone. Uh, Welcome to one more show of Market की बात चिंतन के साथ. We have today Dachepalli Publishing Company who are bringing their IPO. They are with us on this platform. So let's get into this. Before we start, I just want to tell you about the disclaimer, guys. I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. This is a platform where we want to give you a chance to interact with the promoter of the company, जो अपना आईपीओ लेकर आ रहे हैं. हम चाहते हैं कि आप प्रमोटर से समझिए कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं, उनके बिजनेस के बारे में अंडरस्टैंड दैट, एंड इट शुड गिव यू एन आइडिया ऑन टू मेक अप योर माइंड कि आपको कंपनी अच्छी लग रही है, अप्लाई करने जैसी लग रही है कि नहीं. सो प्लीज यूज योर ओन डिस्क्रेशन फॉर द डिसीजन फॉर अप्लाइंग. या. So without further ado, so we have Harish Dachepalli ji, who is the promoter of the company. Besides that, we have Harish Suryaji, who is the merchant banker from Sinfix. And mere aziz dost Nikesh bhai is there on the panel to ask questions to Harish ji. Nikesh bhai is anyway very well known to everybody, so we can straight away talk to Harish ji. Harish ji, welcome to the show. थोड़ा सा sir, if you can अपने बारे में बता सकते हैं कि कहाँ से आप हैं. I saw that you did your MBA from ISB Hyderabad. Little bit about you, your background, about the company to start with.
Thank you, Chintan, for inviting me for the show today. I'm Harish Dachepalli, Director, Dachepalli Publishers Limited. Dachepalli is a publishing house, and I've been associated in this company for almost 13 years now. I did my complete education in Hyderabad, and my company is based out of Hyderabad. My family has been here almost 100 years now. And I did my graduation BCom honors in Hyderabad, and then went ahead, did CA, semi-qualified chartered accountant. After that, then I went to ISB to do masters in family business.
Lovely. And so I saw that your association with education sector is almost 100 years old, right, or more than 100 years old, right? So if you can help us understand, who started the first business, what was that, how did you start this company?
So I think almost 117 years back, my grandfather he started a retail store outside Secunderabad railway station as a small bookstore, and he was doing education supplies to schools and colleges around. Then later on, when my grandfather came over, he converted this store into multiple stores across Hyderabad, and then he started a small-time publishing company. Back then, Hyderabad was part of Nizam dynasty, and Urdu was the main language here. So most of our books came out in Urdu. Even subjects like science, social, mathematics were all in Urdu. With the coming of British, we introduced English. And in 1948, when Hyderabad became a part of India, then all Indian languages and subjects came into being in the company. Then from my grandfather, my father took over the company. He started spreading slowly from 100 schools to 200 to 600,000 schools like that. Today, we have around 10,000 schools where our product is being followed in their curriculum.
Lovely to hear that. And great to see, sir, a legacy like yours, who have been in the similar business for more than 100 years. Yeah, that's pretty commendable, sir. Education sector मेरे दिल के काफी करीब है. I've also invested in 2 companies in pre-IPO.
Nice.
So थोड़ा सा मजा आएगा, थोड़ा सा ये business मैं समझता हूँ थोड़ा डिटेल में. So let's get into the
So I hope after today's interview, you will become our shareholder also.
Yes, why not, sir? Guys, those who are watching, sir, we have a video of the company. जो हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के जब बात करेंगे तब हम आपको वीडियो भी दिखाएगा कंपनी का. तो प्लीज do share, stay and just enjoy the presentation. Guys, अगर कोई questions हैं आपको तो please you can put that across either YouTube or Twitter or LinkedIn. We are live on multiple platforms, so please feel free to send your questions across. Yeah. So Harish ji, please take us through the slides. Yeah.
So, like I said, this is a publishing company which makes school textbooks from kindergarten to class 10th across various boards, that is CBSE, ICSE, and state board. Schools ranging from 100 students to 50,000 students are using our product. And this is almost 117 years old brand. And a couple of my customers are continuously my customers for 40 years, 35 years. Some people have seen me as child, and today they treat me like their vendor. So it's a complete family legacy business. And in 1908 we've established, and 1998 we became a private limited company. Currently we have around 200 plus employees. We have 600 plus SKUs which could be sold across 6 brands. Last year we sold close to 4 million textbooks, and we have around 75 in-house and outsourced authors who help us build the manuscripts, write content for us. And we have around, our orders are routed to 300 plus distributors across the states where we are present. And we have around 60 trained professionals. Some of them are illustrators. Some also operate our tech vertical, who help us create all the educational videos, test generator softwares, or teacher dashboards, student dashboards, parent dashboards, and many other softwares required for school education. And we are right now in 13 states, 10 plus states in India. And last year we did close to this September 25 we did close to 40 crores of turnover with a PAT of 7.6.
Harish ji, who are the trained professionals in your company? Can you elaborate on that?
My trained professionals, see, authors is one thing, who are mostly retired teachers, or somebody who's worked in with universities, who come and join us post retirement or on payroll. Sometimes they take early retirement and join companies like us, because the work here is very much leisure. Like, there's no proper 9 to 6 you have to sit at office and work. You are at your free liberty to work. That is one advantage in publishing companies. And 60 trained professionals, when I say 60 of them, some of them are illustrators, people who make drawings for all the content in the book. Some are part of software tech division of the company, who create technology, who integrate AI into our learning tools, and such people.
Thanks. Yeah, continue.
And yeah, so about our journey, 1998 we became a private limited company. By 99 we started supplying close to 600 schools in Andhra Pradesh, that is combined state of Andhra and Telangana. By 2001 we came across 2000 schools, and till 2005 we crossed around 4000 schools. Then we introduced CBSE and ICSE curriculum. By 2024 we reached 10,000 schools where our product is present right now. We applied for IPO in 2024. We received our approval, and from Monday we are getting listed in BSE SME platform. Yeah. And from the management team, Vinay Kumar Dachepalli is my father. He's been in the business for almost 40 years. Right now, he handles administration and finance. Rishikesh Dachepalli is my uncle, my father's brother. He's also almost 35-40 years of experience in the same company. He takes care of the production of the company. Manjula Dachepalli is my mother. She heads the editorial as well as the HR. Harish Dachepalli is me. I am with the company for almost 13 years. I take care of sales and management and operations of the company. Abhinav Dachepalli is my brother. He also helps me in all the works alongside, and we've divided the business in couple of states. Some states I handle, some states he handles the business, so that operations are easy and every client has been properly answered, or all their queries are solved. And the other three people are our independent directors, two of them being chartered accountants, and one is an independent director qualified person. Yeah, and about product portfolio, in kindergarten we have close to 174 titles which could be sold across various boards, CBSE, ICSE, and state boards. All these books are new education policy aligned. All have technology integrated. We have technology at different levels where students can use an application. We provide application. Where we need to download the complete suite inside the school's hardware, we do that also. And in terms of primary education, we have all the subjects required for classes 1 to 5, that is English, math, science, social, GK, grammar, computer, financial literacy, robotics, artificial intelligence, coding, etc. And because we originate from the south, we have all the subjects, all the languages of the south, from Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam. Now, because slowly we are entering other states of the country, we've also started working on Gujarati and Sanskrit this year. So by next academic year, we should be releasing those books also. And all these textbooks are both physical textbooks as well as technology integrated. And about secondary platform, this is coming for classes till 10th. And here some classes are for private publishers, and some classes textbooks are mandated by the government. For government mandated textbooks, we provide workbooks and worksheets for school children. And for classes where private publication is allowed, we sell those textbooks in schools. These are also... Yeah.
Can you able to give a split about pre-primary, primary, and secondary? Like,
in terms of numbers?
Yeah.
For till pre-primary and primary, it'll be around 70% of the business. Secondary will be around 30% of the business.
And so, why is that?
Till fifth class, most of the population in India studies till fifth class. From 6, 7, 8, there are a lot of dropouts in most of the state board schools where major population is there. CBSE and ICSE will continue till 10th, but depending on the economic classes, and you can't just look at tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities also where dropouts start coming from 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Okay.
So sale also reduces accordingly.
And so, do we also provide any other material besides the books, for an example, notebooks, which are the answer sheets, blank notebooks, stuff like
No.
that. Only the content book that we provide.
Yes, we only publish our own textbooks and we sell that in schools. But in case if some schools need any additional material like notebooks or anything, we trade, we purchase and sell to them, but we don't manufacture it. But that portion is very less, hardly 1% or 2% of the business. Yeah, and about titles, we have 6 brands, and the reason why publishers have multiple brands is because usually many schools they prefer one subject for one publisher. In our case, we end up taking 3-4 subjects because they don't actually know that which publisher belongs to which brand and all. So, for example, my Apple Book Company could get a mathematics order, and my Sangam can get a Hindi textbook order. Like it's just a marketing game strategy. And in Apple Book Company, they have separate titles for ICSE books, CBSE books, and state board books. Likewise, other brands also.
So which brands are yours?
All are mine, sir.
Okay, so all the brands are.
Yes, sir.
So you also do some like contract manufacturing or something for other brands?
No, we don't do this. We don't have time for it because we are fully occupied with our own work. But we do white label. Like for example, if there's any big group school like Pudami or Sri Chaitanya or Narayana, if you've heard of these names, they have multiple students, like almost 10,000 students per class, where we white label the product on their school's name. Sometimes they require it. We do that.
Okay. So
And,
what is the split? What is the split number split for like this in this segment?
White label should be around 7 to 8% of the business.
Okay.
And rest all go on our brand names only. But actually, in our brand is only till the selection process till the school, because after that, children put the brown sheet and we don't appear anywhere after that. So, and about geography, since we are from the south, we started slowly growing state by state in the south. Now we have around 10 states, and our post IPO, we wanted to complete India, 28 states and 8 union territories. But for all every last 10 years, we've been growing state by state, depending on the revenue or our profits or how much we can push for the next state, like that. But now we'll be doing 3 to 4 states at a time. In 3 years, we want to do pan-India business. And this is a manufacturing facility. We built around 75,000 square feet of plant and machinery. We have all the machines required to make school textbooks, from web offsets to sheet fed to lamination, binding equipment, cutting equipments, everything. Right now, the 85% production happens in house, and 15% productions we outsource because of the seasonal nature of this business. And this is our warehouse and supply chain management. We have around 30,000 square feet of stocking area and around 10,000 square feet of packing and distribution. In and around Hyderabad, around 150 kilometers of Hyderabad, we do home delivery of all our products, door delivery to schools or distributors. Beyond 150 kilometers, we pack and use transports like VRL, Gati, delivery, etc.
Harishji,
Yeah.
one issue I'm facing, the video file I'm not able to, it's taking too long time for me to upload. So I'm facing that issue right now.
We can play it at the end if you want. It's okay. No
Yeah,
problem.
okay, perfect.
Harishji, I have a couple of questions. Like, so why you're limited to 3 states, or like in the
4
southern
states.
states?
I think 4 states contribute roughly 75%.
Yeah.
Yes.
So post 2020, the curriculum was different. Every state had its own textbooks. So for Karnataka, we had to create a separate curriculum for all the subjects. For Andhra Pradesh, separate. Telangana, separate. So it was getting very difficult for publishers to grow national wide. So if you need to have an India player, then you need to have every state's different textbooks. That was been a challenge. So after new education policy was introduced, what has happened that government has made it mandatory from Kashmir to Kanyakumari you have to use a single curriculum. When that happened, it has helped publishers a lot to expand their business across. So then we created our new textbooks based on the new curriculum, and we started doing pilot projects in other states. We wanted to see a response of our books across. We've got very good response for our products, and that's why now we want to scale up nationally. So
And so
because
this was before the NEP was introduced, right? Now it should not be a challenge, correct?
now it's not a challenge.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also seen that like you invest, quite expensively for the capacity expansion, and the utilization is still very low. So what's the reason for that?
So actually, what happens is, if you see 2 quarters in a year, my machines are utilized at 90% capacity, and rest of the 2 quarters, rest of 1 quarter is at very lesser quantity, because if you divide the business in 4 quarters, school season starts from October to June, and most of the states in India, June 15th is usually the reopen date. So by September 31st, all my stocks have to be kept and ready for sale. So what we do is we plan our production in 2 quarters, and we push major production to those 2 quarters, because we can save. If we split that particular business among all the quarters, what happens is we have to invest early on the raw materials, which is paper. So instead of, if you invest early on the raw materials, what happens is the cost increases, and also interest cost also lies down. But but if you have an additional machinery and push the complete production in the main quarter when you need production, cost of machinery is cheaper than the cost of early purchase of raw material. So one time you buy the machine, push everything in the 2 quarters, get your stock ready and keep it on. So when you average that particular production of my 2 quarters to 90% and the rest of the quarters to 20%, is coming down to 40% of utilization.
So,
But it's
sir, if
not.
you can just break down this a little bit, just so which quarter is the most revenue that comes in for us?
So if you see in schools, CBSE schools start placing orders to publishers from October to December. That
Okay.
is Q4 of the previous year. This for example, June 2026 academic year, we start getting orders for the coming year's June reopening from October to December of 2025. That is Q4 of the previous year. And from January to March, we get order from ICSE schools. And March to June 15th, we get order from state board schools across the country. So usually business is split in these 3 quarters, but payments will start coming only once the schools reopen on June 15th. So once school reopens, at least 60 to 90 days, most of our payments are recovered.
Okay. And so, a little bit about the customers. So the schools are ordering them individually, or do you get most of the orders from a third party, or are you the primary vendor to the school? If you can help us
So,
understand how the value
yeah,
chain
so
works.
how this business works is, usually for every vicinity or every district, there is a distributor who not just supplies textbooks but also notebooks and stationery to that particular school. He has tie-ups with around 200 to 300 schools in his vicinity or in his district, let's say. So then our business development team, we go and identify such players who's got good relationship with schools, or who's got more number of schools, and we open our accounts with them. And our sales and marketing team go and promote our product in the schools. When our books get prescribed in the schools, we route it through the distributors.
Okay.
Because
So
what happens is, what happens here is, let's say I have to supply around 10,000 schools where my material is followed. I cannot supply 10,000 schools in next 15 or 20 days. So I need proper 2 to 3 months of time to dispatch this material. And likewise, the distributor also, let's say he has 300 schools. Every time he has to create a basket for one school for textbooks from multiple publishers like us, notebooks from multiple vendors, and stationery. He creates that basket and then pushes that basket to the school. So if he has 300 schools, he'll take at least 30 to 40 days to clear that basket for multiple schools. And this also, he should be very careful with there not be any shortage of any publisher's textbook or anything. Otherwise, he'll have to work again on that. So that's how this industry works.
Harish, like why majority of this, printing, is managed in house? 85% of the printing you are managing
So
in house.
7-8 years back, we were 90% our production used to happen outsourced, but there were many issues like we were not getting timely delivery of the product. And this business is completely based on who has stock available before the season. Irrespective, however good your book is, and if it is not available at the time of sale, they replace your product. So we were facing that not getting delivery on time, and quality of the product was also compromised at some printers because they might not be using the promised paper which we wanted, or some other issues like that, some gumming problems and all. So me and my brother 7 years back, we decided first we'll do backward integration. We'd get the complete production in house. Then we set up the whole plant. In 2 years, we brought almost 80-85% of the production. But since we do most of the production in 2 quarters, where, like I said, we don't split across the year, major when we have the season for printing, we print it and close the unit. So that point of time, what happens, because of this huge production, 90 or 100% of capacity of my machines, we are helpless that 15% we have to still outsource. That is how this works.
And so, we understood the order, the way it comes, right? So why not, sir? Because you have such a long history with the education sector, so why not expand to other products besides the content? Why not go for, let's say, the notebooks or something where we become a prime vendor, we become the single source of, for the customer, because you have already, developed those relationship over the years, right? Being in the industry for 100
Sir,
plus years.
right now, whatever business I'm doing is less than 2% market share in the strongest states where I am present. This business is very huge. The market is very huge. Just to right, even to to capture the whole Indian market, what I am thinking in the next 3 years, just by textbook only, it's more in business. And frankly speaking, textbook is a highly marginal product compared to notebook. So I
Okay.
am at a right basket. So why should I bring something which will average my profits? So I'll just stick to what my expertise is and grow in that place. I know a lot of publishers have multiple things. Some are into stationery, some are into notebooks and all, but we don't want to do that. We know our strength and we want to continue doing it.
Okay. And so, do we, how do we plan to, let's say, so we have on the, how do we manage the copyrighted content, right? Because if there are multiple other players, how if they can they copy our material and put their name on the book and start supplying? How do we protect ourselves in
So
such
two
scenario?
things about our industry, sir. One, our industry works on credit. And then we have to stock up of our product before season. We have to invest completely on manufacturing the product, keep that product ready, promote this product across schools. So we have to provide free samples in schools. Once the books get prescribed, they place order to us, and after placing the orders, we go for taking payments. This is how the industry works. And when the process is that long, nobody would want to copy somebody else's book. So if something which could be sold in the next 24 hours, let's say novels or a commercial product, somebody will copy that. But this you have to stock up, and then for 6 months you have to hold the product and then sell. In anywhere in this between channel, if he gets caught, then there'll be a cease and desist notice on him, and then his complete stock goes into scrap.
Okay.
So
So we have
when you've already invested on the product, on the supply chain or promotional activities, might as well just create your own product. It makes more sense than copying.
Okay. So we have the video now. I can bring the video. Since it's a big file, so we might have some, some disruption in the transmission. So guys, please bear with us. We'll just play the video now.
Cheers. A century of purpose in the ever evolving landscape of Indian education. One name has stood firm for more than 100 years. A journey that began in 1908 at a small growth. Dachepalli Publishers built upon the legacy of its founding generations. What started as a retail outlet for textbooks gradually transformed into a comprehensive publishing house, recognized today for quality content, strong school partnerships, and its ability to evolve with changing times. India's leading print media chronicled our journey. Outlook celebrated our century-old legacy, while Business World acknowledged our impact on transforming the nation's education ecosystem. Decades, the company expanded rapidly, reaching 600 schools by 1999. crossing 2,000 schools by 2001, entering CBSE aligned content in 2005. By 2020, catering to around 10,000 schools in India, and in 2024, transforming into Dachepalli Publishers Limited. Today, Dachepalli Publishers serves institutions offering textbooks, teacher resources, digital tools, instructional videos, and test generators. With over 600 titles, 6 publishing brands, 75 plus authors, 300 plus distribution partners, stands among the leaders in India's K-12 sector. Presence across 10 states and union territories, a 75,000 square feet production facility, a 30,000 square feet warehouse, custom logistics software, and end-to-end visibility from order to delivery. In today's hybrid learning environment, the company combines tradition with innovation through WeStudy, a digital platform offering multimedia content, assessments, and classroom tools. To create a seamless school ecosystem, Dachepalli introduced Pelican Edu Supply, a dedicated e-commerce website that enables parents to directly purchase all essential school requirements. Pelican offers effortless selection, transparent pricing, secure ordering, and doorstep delivery, eliminating the need for parents to stand in long queues outside schools for procurement. Strengthening this ecosystem further, Dachepalli has launched Vidya Vastra, a new technology-integrated school uniform vertical which can be seamlessly integrated with Pelican Edu Supply or offered as a standalone solution. Backed by in-house design capabilities, fabric sourcing, quality assurance, centralized production, and integrated logistics, bringing Dachepalli closer to its vision of becoming a complete school ecosystem provider. In 2025, Forbes India featured Dachepalli Publishers as a company reinventing school learning, acknowledging its integrated model, strong relationships, and unwavering belief that quality content drives educational transformation. Today, as the company prepares for its initial public offering, it makes more than a financial milestone. It marks the evolution of a century-old legacy into a future-ready national institution. A future of expanding teams, new regional offices, strong technology, a wide network of partner schools, and a renewed commitment to transform learning across India. From a railway stall in 1908 to a trusted national academic partner in 2025, Dachepalli Publishers continues its mission to empower every learner, every educator. Dachepalli Publishers Limited, a legacy of learning, a future of possibilities.
Yeah. So we are back. Yeah. I'll bring the slide back. Yeah. So actually, that video gave a lot of interesting information. So I have a lot of questions on this slide. So sir, please, if you can, let's start with the presentation again.
So WeStudy is our edtech vertical where for every textbook we provide technology solutions for schools where for each and every chapter has a video. There are test generator tools. There's a complete LMS system where school can take attendance of the teachers can take attendance of the students online, parents will get daily notifications, and after teaching every chapter, we have complete test generator question bank filled in this software where after each and every chapter is taught, teacher can push mock test to the students app. Then students can then and there solve the test at home like a homework. And our AI integrated tool gives reports on this. Like for example, if 70% of the students have not understood the topic, it gives a notification to teacher saying that today's test, this is the performance level. Looks like these are the topics not understood by the students. Maybe you should come back and revise this topic tomorrow before starting tomorrow's class. Or let's say if there's a topic like mathematics, where if the children, some children are not performing well in the test in addition and some are not performing well in subtraction, what happens is our tool automatically sends push additional worksheets on that particular topic to students email IDs, parents email IDs. They can download and practice there then and there, so that wherever they're lacking, they can practice additional practice and they can perfect that particular topic again. So this
Okay.
is what we
So,
study does, but this is provided
so
as complimentary.
So, Harish, I mean, do we provide this application complimentary to all the schools who are taking our
Yes,
books?
sir. We provide this technology complimentary. We have made a one-time investment couple of years back. We created this whole software, and we have an tech vertical inside the office who are continuously developing new features into this. So what happened is how much of our money we spent on this, when we calculated it by the number of textbooks we are selling, it's hardly coming to 3 to 4 rupees per textbook or per subject. So what publishers like us did, we increased the MRPs by 10 or 12 rupees on the textbook and provided this technology for free. So tomorrow, if any edtech company is trying to sell only technology to schools, school themselves will tell that this is already available for free. We don't want to buy it.
Mhm. But sir, few question on the content here, especially on the any video content that we have, or whether it is animation or actual video that has been shot by us.
A couple of things,
So,
sir, depending on the subject and topic. Some are live photos, live videos. Some are animated 2D. Some are 3D animations also.
and we have created all of this animation ourselves. Are we using any? All of this are copyrighted content that we have on our app. Is that
Yeah, for whatever, however, copyrights you need on educational platforms, we've taken those and we provide it for free.
okay? Do we have a do we
And
have animators?
most of the videos which we animations have created in house. If you are using any photos or any video clips online, though we have only taken those which are available for free.
Okay. So how much,
Copyright.
how many team members do we have focusing on the technology, or let's say 3D animations, 2D animations, or the design side?
Out of the 60 trained professionals which we have, 30 of them are on the tech vertical only, which are
Okay.
including animators, designers, illustrators, recorders, because sometimes you have to shoot the whole video also.
So
Have
yeah,
built a
one of
small
the
tech
company
studio
that I've
outside.
invested in pre-IPO, so they also had to go and I think I don't know, they have 50,000 different element you have to create to cater to K to 12. So the library itself is a huge library. Uh, so one question on this is that now, as a as a parent myself, we prefer an app which is giving the entire all the solutions, like tracking of the buses, attendance, report card, admission, etc., etc. So most of the school have this kind of at least one app which does all of this. Does our app is a secondary app that a student or a parent have to download on their phone to do this? How does that work?
So,
Is it
so
integrated? Can you call it from the existing school app?
no, we have not built calling and all. Most of now we kept it on educational purpose only. Slowly, we're introducing features like attendance, then pushing tests now, test reports. So we kept it more purely educational. But going for the additional features which we are going to introduce year on by year, we'll have all those features also. Like you
Okay.
can track
So,
your bus and everything.
so how do the parents know about the app, or and how is the response been so far on the both Android, iOS? If you can help us
So
understand
the
that.
kind of schools we are targeting, sir, the schools where the school fees is 30,000 to 1 lakh per annum. So the use of technology is very less. This is our way of telling them to get adopted to technology. Slowly, once they get very well equipped into technology, we start introducing new features. See, now you are seeing all that bus tracking or anything in the high end schools, which is hardly 1% of the school market. 98% of the schools are still, they still have blackboard and no, not even a smart board in the class. So there we are trying to tell them to purchase Android TVs or any such hardware where this technology can be used. So from tier 3 to tier 1, wherever there is scope of use, and that is why we kept it free, because they should not feel the burden of buying the hardware as well as the software. And then
But sir,
Mm.
uh, sorry, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
See, but the way I am seeing it is that a lot of state governments based on the Digital Bharat or Smart Bharat initiative, many governments are ordering interactive flat panel display or a smart uh, class boards or whiteboards for the schools, right? So uh, plus the use of social media, YouTube has increased significantly, offering a lot of interactive or a lot of informational educational content out there available for free as well, right? How do you
Yes.
see the your business competing against this or succeeding here against this kind of
Yeah.
changing
So
landscape?
there is a small difference, sir. Government is providing these interactive final panels for government schools. We are catering private schools. No, here private schools, even if they need a panel, they have to purchase it themselves. So so already they're spending so much money on purchasing the panel. So we publishers don't want them to spend more on the content or software. So that's why we are providing this ecosystem that whichever panel they purchase, let it be an Android TV of 15,000 rupees or a proper functional smart board of 1 lakh rupees, our software should work there. So we kept it that simple. So so there is no barrier, whichever schools, whatever budget is there, they can use that kind of panel or TV or smart board, but our software should work there. That is the intention for now.
Okay. And so, because see, I mean, we all have been, seen those old, antiquated, government school. If you are currently working on a very grassroots level with, how our educational landscape is changing. If you can help us understand, how do you see the current policies? What kind of change you have seen in last 5 years, 10 years on the government public school market and as well as the private school market? Yeah, the market that you are catering. The
So
adoption of the
every
technology, adoption of smart learning toolkits. Yeah.
evolution has started, sir. There people have started adopting to technology even in places of government school as well as private school, but percentage of using this is very less even now, because if you notice, everybody's installed the app. Everybody, how much are they using? Usage is actually less, but I think going forward that will also increase, because traditional methods of teaching and then blending it with technology, that gap is still coming. So that is where we are trying to kind of teach them or provide workshops to schools to understand how you can use this technology in better ways, so that it can make the education easy for the child. So once they are learning, then the adoption rate or usage rate is slowly increasing. But in the next 3 to 4 years, I think everybody will start using both the technology as well as textbook together more efficiently.
And so the education sector is not like a other sector, because here, especially the private sector that you are targeting, right? Because here the decision makers are the trustees or the guys who don't sit in the school. Yeah. They are not present when your sales guys go, because they meet at least the purchasing guy or the school principal if he is lucky. But they don't have they don't hold the purses, right? Purses or the money is actually held by the trustee or somebody. So how do you tackle this particular,
So
let's
what
say,
happens is usually, yes,
challenge?
even my sales guys find it very challenging to meet some of the best schools, principals or teachers. Sometimes 3 or 4 visits also they don't get to meet or to even promote our product. It is a very challenging job. But what happens is schools also give us a solution here, saying that this is the time where we meet publishers or where we meet technology partners, and this is a time where you have to leave your promotional samples, where our teachers will later on sit, compare the content and see which publisher's textbook we have to prescribe. So if you know those timelines and datelines, that this school is going to finalize the textbooks next month, now this school is going to make in 15 days, make sure that your product reaches 3 or 4 days before to that school, so that when they sit on the table for decision, out of the 3 books in front of them, one should be your product.
All right. So that's how
So,
you.
so what we do is, since we have a tech team inside, now we created a sales app where all our sales can store the lead date time of every school, with the kilometers or which area address, everything. So like alarm, every day morning, the calendar reminds them saying that in 3 days there's a selection in so and so school. Please drop the sample what they require.
Okay.
So
And so
before we
again,
used to write down in a diary, now that has become an application which has become even more effective for us.
yeah. And usually, sir, with the school, one more challenge that I've seen in my studies is that usually the money flow comes in, March or April when the new grade starts. Whichever school allows multiple, tranches of payment, that's when there are 2 or 3 different period when the school gets additional set of money. But usually most of the money comes in the beginning of this year, school year. How does that affect your payment schedule, or do school with a private school, it sometimes becomes a bit challenging to recover the money as well, right? How do you tackle this issue?
So it is a very small issue in our big industry. The problem here, advantage here is 90% of the schools in India are run by women. And trust me when I say this, women are better payers than anybody else in this world. The moment they get money, they're very scared. They call all the vendors and they pay it, because they take that out of respect, because they understand how much hard work we go through, by from scrap to making the product to finishing to giving it to them on the table. They treat us like their own children. But yes, we find it challenging when men are operating the schools here and there. There we try to request and convince them. But yes, about payments in schools, yes, schools get majority payments from June 15th, where the reopening of school happens in most of the states. So what we calculate is from June, next 60 to 90 days, most of our payments are recovered.
Okay.
So even though our supply happens, let's say our supply happens in October or January or February, depending on the school's date of delivery of the product, because we take a couple of months in delivering the product and then it goes to a distributor. He takes a couple of months to creating that basket, and school also takes some time to make sets for student wise or class wise or subject wise. Then the sale of then parents also come, as per their convenience to take admission as well as buy the purchase the material. So this whole process takes some time. The moment school reopens, it's a very valid date, and all publishers or anybody in education supplies know that some schools in June 15th or 25th or 33rd, 15th to 30th of June, most of the schools reopen. So from July 1st, all publishers go and attack all the schools wherever they have supplied, and they recover money in 60 to 90 days. That is how this industry works.
Okay. What are the statistics of our application? How many downloads, roughly, if you can help us understand?
So what happens is, many schools, we are downloading the suite only inside the school. So then when you download the suite, it is not on an Android or an Apple Play Store, because some schools, they don't have internet connectivity. Some schools need only the videos. So depending on school to school, how according to their hardware or how their problems, we provide the solutions. But yeah, some of our downloads are like some apps have 10,000 downloads, 5,000 downloads, depending on the usage. Even though app is provided for free, not everybody is using it. But we are trying to push the downloads more, because we want them to use this product, since we created it out of so much passion and love.
Okay, got it. We can move forward.
Yeah, so this is how our dashboards look, where you can watch the subject's video as a revision after the school. You can take these are the test generators where the teacher puts the tests onto you, and you can use the same app for online class as well as test. And Dachepalli also has another vertical called teacher training programs. Usually when we go to any school, 20 to 30% of the subjects come to one publisher. Let's say in my case, I'm taking 3 subjects. Some other publisher is taking 3 subjects. But when school ties up with us in this teacher training program, we make it mandatory that 100% product should be used from our company across all classes and all grades. So what happens here is we do hand-holding with the school teachers, where we train them with the product. We train them on how to teach this product to children. We also help them in integration of technology, and we teach them on how to use technology more efficiently. We conduct workshops for teachers, students, as well as parents. So it is like a complete hand-holding program, but only condition is that they have to take 100% of our product. Then we provide this program. So out of the business, what 10,000 schools where we are doing right now, around 1,000 schools are having 100% of my product, and 9,000 schools with part products. Some are having 50%, some are having 20% of the product, some are having 30% of the product.
How often do you do this? Is it once in 3 months? Like, do we invite 100 teachers at a time to a place and do this? Do we invite 10 teachers? How do we do this? What's the,
No, sir, it doesn't happen like that. So we provide 4 trainings in a year in the school, and we have trainers freelance as well as in the company's payroll, depending on the district from where we get this order across any state. So we give them a schedule saying that these are the 4 trainings in a year. You have to complete these trainings, and then their payment is done. They have 4 trainings and 4 audits also. So audit is after the training, they go sit in the classroom for a couple of days and see how the teacher is teaching. And they pass this report to the head of the school, as well as they use that feedback and do the next training accordingly. Like
So
that, 4
why not
times a year.
convert it into a e-learning instead of a teacher-led training for
There
this
are
one
many
as well?
activities also we do in the classroom with the teachers, so that's why this can't be done in e-learning. So there's a kit where there are a lot of toys as well as subject oriented play cards and other things where we teach the teacher how to show them in the classroom. So
And sir, what is the adoption by the teachers of our app? How many teachers give out lessons or assignments in the app for the kids to do?
adoption rate is right now 30% adoption rate is there, but a couple of years back it was 5%. Going forward we see 50% adoption, but we've also made some things mandatory, like the teacher lesson plans which we create and give, we push it only through the app. Teachers micro schedules, we push it through the app. Teachers key, we push it to the app. And also for each and every student we print question paper and send to the school for whoever has taken our textbook, and this question paper has all the unit tests, quarterly, half yearly, final, all the exams. It's like a booklet which goes for free. And to order this booklet also, we use technology for teachers to to complete this so and so syllabus, and then put a tick box in the software. Then you get the question paper home delivered or school delivered, like that. So we are also integrating tools so that they are continuously using the app here and there.
Okay, let's move.
Yeah, and about how a textbook is designed, usually boards like CBSE, ICSE give us certain guidelines. Our in-house authors and teachers prepare the manuscripts or content with those guidelines. Then there's a lot of reviewing, panel reviewing, proofreading happens. Then we frame that content. Once the content is framed, we push it to design, where all the illustrations and images of the book is designed. Once all that is come out, we get the final copies. We push this final copies to some of our top schools for opinion, as well as if you know any officials in the department for opinion. We take their opinion, we take their feedback, and we make all the revisions on the book depending on the opinion. Then we go for bulk printing. Once the bulk printing starts, this book is used to in the promotional activities where we distribute free samples in the schools. With that, we get orders. These orders we route through our distributors, which goes to our warehouse. Then we pack according to the subject or class or the school. Then we again supply it to the distributors. Once the book is ready, we also push this book to the edtech platform where the videos are created, test generator app, then all the lesson plans which have to be integrated in the technology is made and provided to the schools. And about our competitive strength, see, my family has been in the education business for almost 100 years, and almost 60 years we've been as publishers. And some clients are there with us for about 35, 40 years who have seen me like a child, and now I still have them as my client. And so their continuous feedback and their trust on us is let us continuously grow in this business. And it is not easy for every new publisher to get an entry inside a school, because of our long presence and because of continuous upgradations in the company. See, we no longer are a traditional textbook company. We are like a complete educational ecosystem where we provide technology, we provide textbooks, we provide other teaching materials, teacher training programs. When we were also continuously evolving, schools have also continuously started supporting us, because there are many new players coming every day, but we are still in business. The only is because we are also evolving every day. That's one thing. And new education policy was a great move for publishers, because now single curriculum can be sold across the country. So
But sir, isn't that a challenge as well? That let's say a publisher based in North India now can come and provide can compete against you, because earlier there was a state-based curriculum, so that guy would have to create a different state-specific books. Now it's a same it's a same let's say content that is designed across entire India now, right? So isn't that a challenge as
no,
well?
it's a guideline. It's the same guideline. Content is again different from publisher to publisher. So now let's say if Battle of Panipat is a topic to be added in social third class or fourth class, how I am teaching that topic, how some other publisher in the Northeast are teaching that topic are two different methods. And the questions are different, how it is framed, the video, the tech solution, everything for that tool. Even let's say mathematics or algebra or any chapter, we know government only tells us what to teach in which class. How we are teaching that is in our control.
So
That is
Harish, one
about competition. I mean, since
sorry,
you're saying, you rightly said that they will come here and we will also go there. But what happens is, now if you're only limited to one state or two states, you can only concentrate in your state, and you're still competing with the local players in your state. Now, when you're vertically also spreading, the risk also reduces, and more products you can push. Now, till yesterday, we created only products which could be sold in Andhra or Telangana or Karnataka. Now I have created a product now which could be sold across the country. So my basket is also growing day by day.
Okay. So one question on the 300 distributors. So now if we are targeting mainly the private school, yeah. Now let's say if I talk about my daughter, the kind of school she goes into. So earlier, as you rightly showed in the video, that there was a long queue. We have to go to school, pick up the whole thing. But now what has happened is that because of the technology, I just have to place the order on a website, and I get the delivery, whether through whatever, like Ecom Express or Shadowfax or whomsoever, yeah, delivers it to my doorstep, yeah. So I'm assuming the similar, as you mentioned also in your chat, that similar thing is happening as well in your business as well. You have also created an app, a separate company which takes care of the ecom distribution. So why do we still need 300 distributors? Why not utilize the, let's say, the available distribution, which is there now, provided by various delivery companies now?
No, sir. Going forward, even the distributors are also creating their own technology like this. No, it's that it's like a multiple warehouse with their own software. So we now that software which we created, no, we are passing that to our distributors also if they want. They can also use this platform. Why? Because it is not like Amazon. One Amazon can control everybody in the country. Most biggest challenge in this industry is timely delivery. Now I have to supply 10,000 schools in 3 months. And probably I could be having only one or two subjects, and if there are 5 subjects in a school, 5 publishers have to deliver their product from 5 different states to one school in somewhere Kolkata. So the delivery partners are always needed. Even if you see Amazon, now they are having retail local tie-ups so that they can deliver faster. So this is also playing that goal, and these and not all schools want to adopt technology here. There are some schools still want parents to come to the school and purchase. So when this technology is coming, right now we are only seeing 2%, 3% adoption out of the 100% market. So now we have introduced technology. Maybe in 10 years, at least 10% of the market will start using this channel to route orders.
And so do we have what we see in FMCG, like a super stockist and or let's say state-wise distributor and district-wise and smaller than a retailer kind of a thing. Yeah. Do we also have the similar model or distribution chain in our business, or do we have like every school you will have one dedicated guy just for that school?
No, sir. How it happens is usually there are two models in this industry. Let's say somebody from the south is coming to Hyderabad to do business. He'll catch the super stockist. He'll give distribution to him, and the super stockist again appoints sub distributors across various districts, and that book is sold or that particular product is sold. So what we did in my company is whichever state we are going, we identify the good players as per the district. So we don't give sole distribution to somebody in one state. What happens is when you give district-wise distributors, those distributors also take initiative in promoting the product along with our sales and marketing team. Point one. And second, since they are getting direct account from the company and not from a sub-distributor, they'll get better margin. So then they are trying to push our product more than some other company is pushing through the sole distributor. Now, how do we identify whether he's a good person or not before opening account? So we run through our business development managers. We hire experienced people from our industry or previous companies who come and join us. So we take leads, we see how their performance is 1 or 2 years, then we open our accounts with them.
Understood.
So district level, our model is district level, but still very less publishers are going district level. But if you want to scale, this is a better model. And also risk is reduced because instead of giving major amount of credit to one person in a state, now I'm giving that same amount of business to 10 people. So number of heads increasing, my risk is reducing.
Got it.
So business strategy is going forward. Right now we are at 10,000 schools, and in the next 3 years we want to be in 25,000 schools across 28 states and 8 union territories, across different boards, CBSE, ICSE, and state board. And we've introduced good amount of technology, and every year we'll add some one or other feature into the technology platform, and we'll start pushing it. And about talent, we usually hire from the industry. Otherwise, we take freshers, and then we have training programs inside the company. Every 3 months, there's an NSM happening, where all the freshers are trained on how to promote the product, how to pitch the product to the higher authorities in school like principals or correspondents. Then we do mock tests with them, we do mock trials with them. After that only we push them into the market for sales and marketing. But also there's also one more thing. What we do is we only hire from one particular district. Like if that we don't do cross district hiring. Let's say if somebody from Karnataka, if there's somebody from Mysore, we don't put place him in Bangalore. We hire a Mysore person for Mysore district only and Bangalore person for Bangalore district only. The reason being is company doesn't have to spend on the rents because they're already settled there. So reallocation charges are also saved for us, and local dialect. Schools also prefer their local person who is able to give them service. So that local dialect, local language places a great trust building factor in schools. So that has been a very cheaper and economic model. And then till we identify that right person, we don't hire anybody from other district and place him in this district for business. So there's a complete HR model who's continuously searching on right candidates, if not freshers, where we train and hire them from the district he originated from. And about distribution, I already told you like how we give district-wise distribution. Employees are also district-wise employees, and every employee company provides him with a vehicle. And every time we enter a state, we set up an office in the capital of that state, and we buy a car and for promotional activities, and that's how the business runs. And about Indian education sector, it's more than 3 lakh crores, and around school education is only around 75,000 crores. So right now our market share is less than 2%, and we see huge potential here. That's why we have not diverted into higher education or anywhere. We just want to increase our market share in this particular platform, and our expertise lies only here. And so you can see our turnover, it's been increasing continuously for the last 3 years, and the PAT has also been reasonably increasing. And our ROE is around 24.5% and ROC is 14.99%, which is decent in the publishing industry. Yeah, so from the issue, we are planning to raise around 40 crores. 25 crores will be using for working capital, 6 crores will be using to pay back some hotel loan, and rest of all general corporate purposes.
Harish, I have this couple of questions from what is the capital utilized so FY23 to slide number 26 if you can go. So
yes sir.
So capital utilized was 3 ton per day, right? If you talk about financial year 33 to 25. So how the revenue increased and how the margin increased? Can you able to?
No, sir. Actually, like I said, 90% of our utilization of capacity happens in two quarters. So when you average that across the year, it is coming down to 40% utilization or 3 tons per day. But that 2 quarters, that 6 months where we take up the production, it is at 100% utilization most of the times. So the number of tons we are converting, if you divide that across the whole year, this is what is coming. But we don't want to produce across the year just because our balance sheet looks like we are at a 50% utilization or 60% utilization. We don't want to buy raw material early just to to match that unutilized time. So we don't care if the machine is empty because printing is not our main business. Our main business is publishing, where we make school textbooks and sell to school. We only got into backward integration to provide better quality of a product and timely delivery, and we can manage the stock printing and other things. And even by doing this, we are still our industry is still profitable in terms of printing.
And why there is no short-term borrowings in your balance sheet, and there is inventory levels are quite high. So
inventory levels are high is intentional, sir, because by September 31st, all our inventory should be ready for sale. So what happens is only the product which is available for sale will sell, even though how much ever you promote any particular product. Only which is available will sell at the right time. And schools are also desperately in need of textbook at that point of moment. If my mark, they have selected my marks textbook and I'm not able to supply it on time, then they will move to some other publisher because they also have deadlines to start academic year and they also have deadlines to provide the textbook to the students. So every publisher stocks up a lot of stocks, and they also have a calculative reason on why they are stocking up so much stocks, because there are all softwares and ERPs which tell us which product will move more, which product will move less with our tech platforms. Then accordingly only we plan our production.
Okay. And why there is no short-term borrowings?
Nikesh, just we'll take that question when we go to the balance sheet. Just a few questions on here. So, sir, I see that our margins are increasing year on year. Yeah. So, what did we do differently? In FY25 or let's say FY September 25 numbers that we didn't do in FY23. What changed? Why our margin went up like this?
So, sir, whatever margin we are showing in 24 or 25, that is a percentage of margin we have achieved from 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Whatever turnover we did, percentage of margin was that only. But 2013, our percentage of margin in books is low because in 2020, the corona hit our industry. Schools were closed for 2 academic years, that is 2021 and 21-22. Every publisher of my size took a hit of around 15 to 20 crores. So that backlog is showing in the balance sheet. So that obviously that backlog will come till 23. And after 23, when market opened, couple of things changed. One, new education policy got introduced. Now we can before new education policy, we were creating product for state-wise and we were printing in less quantity because we don't know how much business we'll get from that particular state. So we were after the sale, we were continuously on continuous production of running the quantities. So since we are printing in less quantities, our cost of production was also high. Now after new education policy, same product is sold across the country in huge quantities. So now we went into bulk production. Cost of creating product, because it is only one product, has come down. Cost of production also come down because the product is now printed in bulk. And third, paper. 70% of our raw material is paper. Now during 2020-21, our raw material cost was around 150 rupees per kilo. Today paper cost is 70 rupees per kilo.
So, but sir, if I look at it, from a capacity utilization perspective, I see the same, 3 ton per day capacity utilization for FY 23, 24, 25. So, how did our revenue increase if our utilization was the same? Like, the way I interpret is that because we produce same amount of books or same amount of material or pages, in that sense.
We produce same quantity of textbooks before 2023, but in small quantities for different states. So let's say if I'm doing 1,000 tons, I was doing 1,000 tons then also, but I was printing 3,000 copies per state because of state to state concentration. Now I also am doing 1,000 tons, but I am printing 25,000 copies of that particular product.
Okay, understood.
So tonnage is same, but bulk production happens. Two things benefit. One, cost of production comes down, and in printing, if you know, the plate is the cost. So if I'm printing multiple SKUs with different plates, plate cost is very high. Now one plate I'm using to print only one product in huge quantities, so plate cost is also reduced.
Okay, that actually explains this. Yeah, but sir, can you explain from 24 to 25 the revenue jump again? Is it because of the same reason that revenue jump happened, or is there something additional that help you get additional revenue?
Pilot projects which we did in across the country, our product started getting huge acceptance in the market. And when we knew that when we are doing online business, we started creating products, some more new products which could be sold across the country. Those products also picked up. So then we started getting more revenue, and more revenue means more profit.
Okay. And so the plates, do we manufacture those plates in-house or do we outsource the plate production?
The aluminium plates, we purchase outside from plate vendors.
Okay, understood. Okay. So, Nikesh bhai, over to you for your questions, on the numbers.
So I wanted to ask about. So I think this being already the margin was already. So why there is no short-term borrowings? If you can explain.
So company is cash rich, sir. We don't need short-term borrowings. We have good revenues, good turnover is there. See, even though if you see the number of days, some people are asking that why your receivable days are more, because our invoicing starts from October for the coming June academic year. But we start receiving payments from June. In 90 days, majority of the payments are recovered. Just because we are raising invoice early, that doesn't mean it is accruing early. It is only accruing from June 15 when school is reopening.
So what do you mean by raising invoicing early, sir? I did not understand that part.
So what happens is for June 2026 academic year, the school will reopen, let's say 15th or 18th or 21st of that year. Now CBSE schools are placing order in October. 8 years, 9 years back, what used to happen is all the stock used to move to the market on delivery challans. On June 14th or 15th, all publishers used to raise invoice 10,000, 20,000 invoices on 1 or 2 days. Then our receivables look like on the balance sheet that in 60 days or 90 days we're getting the money, and this is a financially very good company. But after GST got introduced, we cannot move stock without invoice. So government has made it mandatory that there's no delivery challan system of doing business. So then we all started every day. Let's say if a product is leaving on October 25th for a school in somewhere in Kolkata. So today I invoice that product and send it. But the invoice is actually accrued in June 15th only, because till then it is only shifting my go down to distributors go down to schools go down.
Okay, and In the IPO proceed, you also have working capital, right? So why?
Yes. So we are using that working capital. 50% of it will be buying raw material because we get bulk discounts on raw material that will help us with our profits. And second, we'll be setting up offices across the states where we don't have offices right now. So every state we need a small time office. Then we need some vehicles and manpower. So usually, whenever any state we enter, we see divide the number of districts with major population, and we provide number of one or two persons as per that population of that district. So every state goes, we have 20 to 25 sales team there. So now we are going to set up the sales team across the country. And one more thing is 300 new SKUs we are going to bring in, which could be sold across the country after the new education policy got introduced. Right now we are at 600 SKUs. 900 SKUs gives us that complete basket of school education. So we don't have the 300. In the next 2 years, we'll be bringing the 300 SKUs also. That's how we'll be utilizing these funds.
Understood. So, Nikesh bhai, I'll take forward the questions. Yeah. So just want to understand on the inventory side. So you mentioned that the inventory is both work in progress as well as the finished goods over here. How
Yes.
do we value this inventory, sir? Do we work in progress inventory is valued at a market price, or is valued at the cost price of the raw material of the, let's say, paper, or
Yeah,
whatever
if
we.
it depends on the stages, sir. If it is just fresh raw material, less paper, which is not printed, then it is cost at a paper cost price. When it is printed, then printing cost also gets added. When it is manufactured into a final product, then you get a final product price. So there are different stages in production. So the cost of that raw material changes according to the how much of effort we put on that particular raw material.
So how much inventory do we carry? So as you mentioned, right, in June we start invoicing
No, we are
for
not invoicing
delivery
on June. We are invoicing on the day we are dispatching only.
on the day we are dispatching, right? So how much inventory do we carry? Because you mentioned that we need distributors because we need to carry such a long inventory in order to provide it to 10,000 schools. So
Sir, if I am doing around 50 crores of business, I should be ready with 50 crores of inventory by September 31st of any year. No?
mhm. And so, how do we improve the trade receivable? Looking at the inventory, looking at uh, our current borrowing. How do you plan to improve this particular gap so that you improve, let's say, cash flows of your company in future?
So trade receivables, like I said, from the date of school reopens, within 60 to 90 days, our receivables are received. So,
Okay.
but since we are invoicing early, like for example, in the Q4 of the previous year, we are invoicing for the coming academic year's textbooks of some school placing order. It is looking like trade receivable is longer, but it is not actually longer. Our business runs on different models: academic cycle and financial cycle. Balance sheets are calculated as per financial year, but business runs as per academic year. So that gap is always there. It will
Mhm.
look like it's a very long receivable days, but it is not true.
Okay. So, sir, I want to take some questions from the audience now here at this stage. First one is Rajesh ji has asked about data aging. So, can you tell us, how many of the daters are more than 6 months old in our books, sir, roughly?
Sir, this is the same answer, sir. Like for example, if an invoice is raised for a CBSE school in October or November, that bill is accrued on June 15th. So till October to November, we are only raising invoice because we cannot dispatch stock without raising invoice. So the number of
Okay.
days is not considered for us. When school reopens, that is when actual invoice gets accrued. By then, it is only shifting go downs from my go down to distributor where he packs books from multiple publishers, and from distributors go down to school where they make sets for class wise.
Okay.
And also,
So,
let's say if I have to sell 10,000 school, if I have to supply to 10,000 schools, I cannot do it in 10 days. So I need
mhm.
proper 2 to 3 months of time to pack according to school, state, district, and dispatch according to that area. So I can't,
Okay.
because of this supply chain time, I can't call that, it's a number of receivable days.
Mhm.
Or I can't, a product must be invoiced in my warehouse. It take 10 days to reach a certain state. Like for example, Meghalaya, if I pack today, it'll reach 10 days. So it doesn't mean my data is aging for 10 days. No, because customer has not received the product also yet.
Understood, sir. So one question from Nikhil ji about the long-term debt. So, thoda sa, if you can help us classify this long-term debts, because I understand some of the debt is from the promoter family, some is from the other banks and financial institutions. So, what's the classification of the long-term debt? And uh,
Sir, out of the long-term debt, 14 crores we've raised from bank to set up our plant and machinery. That's a term loan. which our receivables are taking care of the EMIs. Rest of the debt is because during the COVID, every company took a hit of 15-20 crores. So promoters themselves voluntarily invested into the company to support the company, and we haven't removed even one employee during the COVID time. All employees were paid 100% salary every month, because these employees were also with the company for almost 30-25 years, so they all became like family. So it is an additional, it is like deposits from directors.
Okay, all right.
In the
And
balance
so
sheet, it is
on
like
the
long-term.
on the proceeds, we are planning to retire some of the debt. So which debt are we planning to retire?
The term loan which we took for setting up plant and machinery, around 12 crores, which is the balance right now, out of which 6 crores we want to repay, so that we can better use of our receivables, not just paying EMIs. We can use it in our sales and marketing, or other working capital needs.
Okay. So on the balance sheet, on this, if I look at the property, plant and equipment, on the top right corner, I see that we had an increase from FY24 to FY25. So what did we add, sir, here? Did we add a new facility? Did we add a new machine? If you can help us understand.
Yes, sir. We've invested on capex also. We bought in a lot more machines. Like I said, we had other backup machines for our main machine, because we push our production in couple of quarters. At that point of time, something goes wrong with the machine, we need a backup machine. Otherwise, my production gets on halt. Then that will hit my business. So some of the machines were added. Yeah. So we've used
Some
around
questions. Sir, some questions on the business I want to take right now. Sorry. From Nikhilji, do we cater to bulk printing for coaching institute or some third parties?
No, sir, we don't do any outsourced job. Only our own product we print at our production facility, and that also 2 quarters we're at 100% utilization. So 15% of our production only we are outsourcing.
Okay, so this Rajesh, we already covered. It is mainly because of after the NEP policy, they are now doing the bulk printing. That is the reason. Harish, if you want to add anything else, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we can go to the next.
Yeah, that's one thing, sir. And cost of materials also reducing, because when the SKUs state-wise were different, cost of plates were also getting added. But now one plate is being used for one textbook. Like, for example, I had science textbook. Karnataka science is different. Andhra Pradesh science is different. Social science for Tamil Nadu is different. So I had 3 different aluminum plates which had 3 different product runnings. Now I have
for one standard. So for one book, let's say for Karnataka, or let's say for Karnataka, for one subject, science, grade 5, what will be the cost of plates roughly, just to understand, from a
it depends. See, cost of the plate, for example, one for every 16 pages, you need around 16 plates, 4 different colors. 4 plates, and each plate will be around 600 rupees.
Okay, all right.
So number of pages in the textbook also divide by 16 is the number of plates you spend.
So, Rajesh ji ka ek aur sawal hai. How much do you spend on technology upgrade, currently, and how do you see that evolving going forward?
So from 2020 till now, we spent close to 3 to 4 crores on technology, and going forward we'll be spending, because now we have that base of technology set up inside. Going forward, we'll be spending around 30 to 40 lakhs year on year.
Okay. So in terms of risk, Nikhil ji ka ek sawal hai ki if government implement a single syllabus. So Nikhil ji, actually government has implemented a single syllabus called NEP, National Education Policy, but it's not that अगर यहाँ पे राम है तो वहीं पे राम सभी जगह पे सारे टेक्स्ट बुक में राम ही होगा. कहीं पे श्याम भी हो सकता है, कहीं पे घनश्याम भी हो सकता है, कहीं पे कोई और नाम भी हो सकता है, So the content can vary, but it has to follow similar uniform guidelines. Yeah, exactly. So I hope that covers the answer. But Harish ji, over to you if you want to add more to it.
So there is nothing called ban, because the population of this country is so huge, and whatever textbooks government provide to government schools are provided for free, and government is also struggling to produce, print and supply those products, and sometimes they take help from printers like us, where we also on our vacant times we use that production time to help government for printing and distribution of their product. So it is a parallel thing. Both will coexist in this industry.
So this question for you: how do we, from Nikhil ji, how do we get market share, more market share? Yeah, because everybody will have a tie-up with somebody, right? So it's not you have to fight, to acquire another school, right? Because you have to dislodge an existing publisher over there, right? So how do you do that?
So it's like that, sir. Today, if I'm buying Levi's jeans, tomorrow if I want to buy Pepe jeans, then Levi's will lose business. So same.
So what are
But
your
yeah,
strategies, sir? How do you go about
so
it?
what schools also take one publisher, one subject, sir. That is also an advantage. Now, let's say if I don't get entry for mathematics, there is a high chance of me getting entry for science. That's why we provide the technology for free. We provide question papers for free. We do online teacher training programs. So every company at my level should provide a lot of things to get an order. So who's efficiently providing, who's providing that customer service? Even for one copy, we have to still run to the school and provide it in case of new admission or some student loses a particular product. So you have, this is a continuous business. Even though you call it seasonal, we are doing all round the year job. So when somebody has that passion, and also this industry requires a lot of patience. So when you have that passion as well as patience, then there won't be any stop. Because last 40 years I've been having the same customer. The only reason is because my service is good.
Okay. So Deepak ji ka ye sawal hai again, on a similar lines what we have just answered. But I'd like to add a few things over here. So, how much, let's say, government business do we do? How do you, increase your market share over there? Because there you are, you are getting the contract from another party who has won the tender, right? We are not bidding directly here, right?
Sir,
Because
we don't do any work for government, sir. We don't do 99% of our business is for private schools, so private textbooks. Government produces a product and then gives to government schools for free. So what happens is the tender also let anybody take the tender, but they'll again need help of other printers in times of emergencies. Government every year they approach us saying that these 3 months are vacant with you, Harish. Why don't you take up some social studies of 1 lakh copies or 2 lakh copies? So in fact, we reject that orders because the margin is very low and the payment are also delayed from the government.
okay, all right. एक सवाल राजेश जी का है कि 6 months are normal in the business. Why we have more than 1 year of outstanding in certain cases on our trade receivable?
Sir, it is not 1 year outstanding, sir. What is happening, from the academic cycle and financial cycle differences, that balance sheet, it is looking like that. And also, when you make that receivables calculation, let's say a customer is doing 1 crore business to me and even 50,000 is balance, no? It is still showing that from 1 year is not paid. But it is not looking at the 95 lakhs is made payment to me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So a little
and
bit about
somebody who's made 99 lakhs payment, if I go and ask for 50,000, it'll look very stupid on my part. So we'll also let it go. Okay, next year anyway, he'll pay in his first payments will be cleared now.
Okay.
So this business runs out of the whole trust and a lot of value we should give it to each other. So and also see right now almost 1 crore a month I'm spending on salaries. If I have 1 year receivables late, how am I paying salaries?
Understood.
And every year I'm producing new products, more products. I'm buying raw material. I'm making payment to raw material vendors. All this is happening through the receivables only.
So so in terms of issue details, so it's the issue is opening on Monday.
Yes.
Now, sir, what is the valuation that we are bringing the business to the market at?
Around 150 crores of valuation, sir.
150 crore. So a little bit about the issue proceed, if you can help us understand. So we're gonna do roughly 25 crore will be utilized towards the working capital.
Yes.
And so will this free up the promoter loan as well? Because as of now, you are utilizing that towards the working capital, right, sir? So
No,
can we
sir,
expect
whatever
something new
deposit the
happening?
promoter has made, we are not going to, we don't want that money back. It is my own company. I have invested my money in terms of emergency. COVID was a hit. And my family has been running in this business. We must have made so much of money out of this business. So giving it back to the company, I don't think we even want it back. And in fact,
All right.
we've wrote it in our DRHP that we'll not even touch that amount for the next 25 years.
Perfect. So, guys, with that we come to the end. Harishji, if any message you want to give to the the investors who are looking at and evaluating your company,
So thank you
feel free,
everybody
sir.
for today's call. My only suggestion is, please encourage us because we have very ambitious plans. This is a very good business, highly profitable business, and we're going to scale it pan India. In South, we've been a very strong player, and very soon we'll be doing business across India. So it's time to, we are very young, and even though our business is very old, me and my brother have been a part of this business for almost 10 years, and we understand our business, and we are going to do 100% justice to everything we make in our company.
Perfect, guys. So with that, we can actually come to the end of the session. Guys, just want to again run the disclaimer. This is an educational platform, so please make your own, analysis and your decision based on what you have heard and what is mentioned in the RHP. And please do subscribe to the channel, to mine as well as Nikesh Bhai's channel. That gives us, please show us your love. That gives us encouragement to bring more and more such session to you. One more thing, tomorrow we have another company, EdMac. I visited their plant in Pune, so we'll be able to give you a bit more understanding about the company's business tomorrow. Yeah. So guys, with that, wish you a very happy weekend and good night from me as well as Harish, and best of luck, Harish, for the issue.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Bye.